Hello again. Good morning. It's Craig Jacobson with River of Life Global Ministries, and God's showing me to tell you this morning. There's a story that so many people talk about, and they use it as an example of faith, and that's true. But it's the story of Jesus with the fig tree, and it's kind of strange. Like Jesus is talking to plants and cursing the plants. You know, that's how powerful he is. He has that spirit, and he sees this fig tree, and he goes to look for fruit on it, but it's not the season for fruit, and he doesn't find fruit. And so he says, "Let no man eat of you ever again." And he curses the fig tree, and it dies at the root. And they find it the next day; it died. It's an amazing story of faith. And by the way, when you speak to things, believe it or not, you have God's image in you, and you believe it. You'll start projecting that into the atmosphere. Go to the bad parts of town, go to the places where people are having a tough time or feeling negative, and watch how they live. Their own words destroy the environment around them. They actually make the plants wither. And you can also do the same in the opposite. You can bless the plants and the environment around you. Well, this story is about Jesus, and he's focusing on this plant, and he's cursing it. And it sounds kind of strange. I'm like, why is he wasting time cursing plants and trees? And some of the fig trees can be really huge, by the way. They don't have to be these little scrawny plants. There's actually a restaurant that's under a fig tree in the Middle East. But anyway, this fig tree is so huge and he curses it and it dies. And what he meant, if you go into the Bible, you go back and use the Bible and interpret the Bible, the first time figs are mentioned is when Adam takes those fig leaves and they sew them together, Adam and Eve do, to try to cover themselves. And so what Jesus is saying when he curses that fig tree, this self-covering, self-sufficiency is dead forever. So I declare that over you now. You have the power of God in you. You have that spirit. You speak. You believe. Things happen. You are immensely powerful in Jesus' name. And every time you get into self-sufficiency, it's going to produce nothing. That's what Jesus was declaring. So self-sufficiency no longer works. Christ's sufficiency, spirit-led sufficiency, his strength, his goodness, his power is what you were made for. You're made for him, by him, and through him. And that's how you're supposed to live. All this earthly trying to be self-sufficient, trying to provide for yourself, never is going to bear fruit. Watch person after person. They're all they get the end of their life, and everything just doesn't mean anything. So you are made for Jesus, and that's who you are. That fig tree is cursed. That self-sufficiency is cursed. And you can rest. You can live in the love of God. You can live by the Spirit of God. And you can live in his goodness and in his power. No more self-sufficiency forever, because he loves you. In Jesus' name.